Hi, I'm Grace and I'm here at Central Wellness Yoga Studio Wellbeing Centre at the Heart of Lincoln. And the practice today is a pretty all-rounded practice. Some areas might feel quite strong, so please modify as you need to. I've got 2 blocks. You may or may not need them. You might need some support in a couple of the postures we're going to do, so you can always use books for that. We're going to start lying down and I'll kind of introduce the practice as we go along. And just take a moment to kind of start by stopping. It's always a good way to begin. So let the feet fall away from each other, let the palms turn up. And if you're just coming into Shavasana, as we do at the end of class, final relaxation. So take a moment to really let the body become heavy. Take a nice deep breath down into your belly and feel the belly expand. And maybe an exhale out the mouth. And you can do that a few times, just inviting in an awareness, anchoring, more thinking, processing part of the mind into the sensory experience of being in the body. And in that invitation, ask yourself, how am I doing today? How am I doing? This is self-inquiry in the practice. It's not about judging. How am I doing? How is this practice going to support me to facilitate more ease, more balance, and more connection to myself, and therefore the world around me? Take a nice full deep breath in. Reach your arms now over your head. And you can either hold on to the wrists, maybe further up, even past the biceps if that's comfortable. And then bring the feet together. Flex the feet, so press out through the heels. Create a little traction through the spine. So I'm lifting my arms up here. And feel that I'm really trying to create as much space as I can into the body. You can take a nice deep full breath in. And long, again, spacious breath out. Walk the feet over to the right. And walk the arms over to the right. It might be a big movement. We're working here now into flexion, so we're not twisting. So try and anchor the left hip, the left shoulder down. Notice there's a slight contraction through the right side of the body. And hopefully you can feel some spaciousness down the left, and take a few breaths down the left side of the body. So we breathe in through the nose, and breathe out through the nose, relaxing the jaw, and then come back to center, feel neutral. And we'll do that over to the other side, so walking the feet over to the left, arms over to the left. Again, trying not to lift up too much through the right side of the body, so working pure lateral flexion here. Slight contraction through the left side. Again, sending the breath down the right side of the body, and in this self-inquiry of the practice, does one side feel a little easier to make that movement, the lateral work? Is the breath received more easily down one side of the body than the other? Again, come back to center. And reach now the arms forward, bend your knees and drop them into your chest. And you might find that just those little movements we often do, rocking side to side, that connection from the sacrum up to the skull, letting the head move a little bit, all kind of soothing the body, relaxing the nervous system, and again, inviting the mind to come into the experience of being in the body. And then we're going to meet up onto hands and knees. So I'm going to rock and roll a couple of times up the mat. You might just roll over, and however we get there, we'll meet on hands and knees. So on your hands and knees, come into flexion and extension of the spine, cat and cow. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees and hips more or less in line. And just really letting this be a movement to get a rhythm with your breath. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis up, press the chest forward, open the throat. extension. And as you exhale, moving again from the tailbone, feel that undulation all the way along the spine as you drop the head. Movement begins with the breath, inhaling. Usually extension is the inhale breath. And exhale, rounding, curling in. Inhaling, extension, tailbone to ground, open the throat. Exhale and round. And now find neutral between those two movements. Walk the feet again over to the right. Draw your right hip up towards your right shoulder and drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So again, got some lateral movement going on here. Good. And it takes a little while to kind of the body and the mind to come together and process the movement. Come back through to center. And then feet just slightly move over to the left. Left hip up towards the left shoulder. Left ear to the left shoulder. And again, trying to place the body into where you, the breath into where you feel this in the body. And then come back to center and notice as we just draw back into child's pose a moment, if one side of the body feels a little different to the other, if already you feel some shift, some change in a certain part of the body, connect back to the breath, and as you inhale, come all the way up into tabletop. From here we're going to tuck over toes, seat back to heels, lifting the hips up, and come into a little shorter down dog than you normally would have. So you can use your blocks underneath your hands. So I really want you to try and get more traction here again in the spine. So chin is tucked, gaze is back towards the navel, and I'm pressing into the hands, same time lifting up into the hips. So I'm feeling, again, real movement around the side of the body, really long and spacious. That sense of starting to unbind things, unwind things. And breath down into the belly as you inhale. And long exhale. Inhale, press into the hands, spread the fingers nice and wide. Exhale, weight back into the hips. And then again, we'll inhale, bring the knees down, and take that moment to observe. Drop into child's pose. You can just move the wrists a little bit if they want a little bit of massage here. And that was a lot on the wrist. And again, just for a moment, observe that shift that you start to feel as you connect to the body and the breath. Inhaling, come back up into table. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes. And as you exhale again, lift back up, down dog. And this time a more kind of normal down dog pose, which is more length. So generally for many people the heels won't touch. The feet are about hip distance apart, so not too wide. Again, pressing into the hands, lifting to the hips and gaze at the navel. And let's inhale, come forward into plank pose. And you can see that I've got a pretty good distance in the plank to down dog. Don't need to move the hands and the feet. And then again, exhaling, drawing up and back into down dog. And if you find in down dog that you're pulling a little into the pelvis, just bend the knees. Good. Inhaling forward, plank pose, rolling the spine out, warming the shoulders. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Inhale forward, plank pose, hands underneath the shoulders, gaze forward and steady, breath smooth. And as you inhale, pick the right leg up, so it's only an inch off the ground. And so you can bring the right leg slightly over to the right side of your mat. So get your feel here, hopefully you're really working to stabilize the right hip. Breath stay smooth and steady. And as you inhale, bring the right leg back and down, exhaling into down dog. Good. So remembering any time during the practice you can modify. We set that intention at the beginning of the practice from our self-inquiry question. How is this practice going to support me to find more balance, more ease, and more connection to myself? So again, come forward, inhaling plank pose. So you could do this on your hands and knees, and I'll demonstrate here. Left leg lifts, gaze forward and steady. We bring the left leg out to the side. So again, feeling that stabilisation around the outer left hip. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bring the left leg back to centre, left foot down. Again, we join up and back, down dog. Full breath in, long, steady breath out. And then inhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, end of your breath. You can walk or step, maybe hop forward, front of the mat. Joining here as you inhale, hands to shins, legs are straight, gaze forward and down or tent the fingers. Exhaling, getting forward bend, encourage bending the knees, chest to thighs, tuck the chin. Halfway inhale, lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale and bow forward. As you bend the knees, reach the arms forward, press down through the feet, rise all the way up so you can control the breath, gaze to your thumbs. And exhale, bring it down the centre line to the heart space. And meet yourself here, maybe soften the gaze, the shoulders. Bring your attention back down into the body, the meeting in the heart space of mind and the body. How is this practice going to support me today? Find more ease, more balance, more connection to myself and the world around me. So observing the choices that you make in the practice. Rest when you need to, modify if you need to. Let's release the arms. We're going to take just a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskar. So starting here, Tadasana, bring the body to attention, focusing and steadying the breath, deep breath into the belly, and drawing the breath back and out, gaze steady. Let's inhale, press into the feet, take your gaze up, look up, reach up. Exhale, hands down the centre line, bending the knees, fold forward, chest to thighs. Halfway, inhale, flat back, lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, plant the hands, bend the elbows. You can walk or hop back, plank pose, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra or up dog if your spine's ready. Exhaling, tuck toes, lift up and back into down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhaling for 3. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, end of your breath, walk or hop forward, front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, straight legs, lift, lengthen. Exhale and bow forward. Inhale, reach the arms forward, press down to rise up, control the breath. And exhale, draw it back down, heart space, centre line. Release the arms. Inhale, rise. So rhythm and breath. Exhale, getting a little warmer, control the breath. Halfway, inhale, straight legs. Exhale, bow. Inhale, plant the hands, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Exhaling, walk or hop back to bent elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra, up dog. Exhaling, lift up and back, down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, end of your breath, walk or hop forward, straight legs, inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Good, inhale, rise on the breath, look up, reach up. And gather it all back down, centre line, heart space. Release the hands, do that one more time. Inhale to rise, don't rush. Exhale, bow forward, centre line. Halfway, inhale, flat back. Exhale, back. Inhale, plant the hands, lift the chest. Exhaling, walk or hop back, bend elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling, pull the chest through, cobra up dog. Exhale, lift up and back, down dog. Inhale, 1. exhale. Inhale 2, exhale. Inhale 3, exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look past your hands. Exhaling, walk hop forward, straight back. Inhaling. Exhale and bow forward. Good, inhale, press down, rise up. Take that focus up, look to your thumbs. And then center it all the way back down, soft gaze down to the heart. Take a moment, come still. Drop down into the body. How is this practice supporting me? The choices that I make. Release the arms down by your side. So hopefully feeling a little warmer now. I'm going to come into Utkatasana and take a couple of variations in that. So in Utkatasana, I'll stay sideline. You can stay front of the mat. Bend the knees and bring the weight back into the hips. Good, so you should feel like there's still that natural curve through the lower back. Your choice with the arms, either extending them forward, hands to heart, and they can stay at the hips. Good. Again, feel equal weight through both feet. And then start to shift your weight subtly over to your left foot and pick up your right foot. Good, inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, exhale. Keep smiling, inhale 3. Press your right foot down, exhale. Try and stay in Utkatasana. Sink the hips, lift the heart. Breath smooth, inhale. Exhale. Inhale again, just subtly shift the weight over to your right foot now. Pick up your left foot. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, try not to let that right hip kink out, draw it back. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale, press the left foot back down, sink down into hips, take a full breath in, rise up strong and steady. Reach up, take a little back bend, stretch out the front of the body, the extension. And then bring your hands again, center them slowly, heart space. And observe, was one side easier than the other? So it's all about stabilizing here, round the outer hip, the glutes. Again, release the arms. Happily, come back into Utkatasana chair pose. So you know your options with the hand. Feel that pulls on the back, hands to heart. Sink the weight down, steady your breath. Again, just subtly shift the weight over to your right foot and pick up your left foot. So not very high, try not to let that right hip kink out. And then we're going to bring the left foot over to the left side of the mat. Try not to twist here. Keep the knee and ankle in line. And then bring it across the left side of your mat. Just make that movement to the top right corner. And exhale over to the left side of the mat. Good, one more time, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, bring the left foot back down. Exhale, sink the hips. Good, so you can stay in Utkatasana, breath smooth and steady. Shift the weight just slightly over to your left foot. Pick the right foot up. Good. So my gaze, my dristi hasn't changed. Steady forward and down. And then again, we'll cross the right foot over to the left side of the mat. And exhale, bring it over towards the right. Inhale to the top left corner, best you can. Exhale to the right. Good, one more time. Inhale left. Exhaling to the right. And then bring the right foot to meet the left. Sink the hips, reach the arms forward. Rising up, exhale, top of the breath. Open the front of the body, stretch up. And then again, hands to heart space. A moment to observe. Was one side easier than the other? Certainly felt it for me. And then release the arms down by the side. So if you step forward, step in the middle of the mat, step forward. Good, standing nice and tall, take a deep breath in, rise on the breath, inhale. As you exhale, bow all the way forward, chest to thighs. Movement with the breath, inhale, straight legs, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward, chest to thighs. Inhale, step the right leg back into a high lunge. Stepping the right foot in slightly, right toes, top right corner. Good, and inhale, let the right arm lift you up and over. So we come into warrior 2. I'm going to talk a little bit about Warrior Two and the placement of the pelvis. So bring the hands onto the hips. See, I've got a slight internal rotation through my back hip, my right toes turn to the top right corner. A good bend into my left knee, and I'm pressing my left knee out to the little toe edge of the left foot. Try not to grip with the toes. And then imagining the pelvis like the bowl, one of the centers of gravity in the body. And if we tip the pelvis too far forward, everything spills out over the front knee. And then if we draw back and tip too far back, everything kind of collapses and spills down that back leg. So just feel that movement, tipping forward, tipping back, tipping forward, tipping back. And try and feel that movement more around the pelvis than just moving the shoulders. And then find neutral for you, so sinking down into the hips. Extend the arms out, so shoulders and hips more or less in line. And bring the gaze out through the left middle finger. Breath as smooth and steady as you can. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhaling, breathe down into the belly. Exhale. Inhale, bring your left hand slightly forward into the inside of your mat. So you might want to use a block here. Top arm is going to come over the head. We're coming into extended side angle. And ideally here you want is equal amount of length through both sides of the body. So the tendency is we tend to kind of lift and collapse through the left side. Crown of the head facing forward, palm facing down, long line through the body, moving back into the breath. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Now I'm going to take that slight contraction through the underwaist and really let yourself willow and open the top ribs. And bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Good. And feel some space all the way through the top side of the body. Inhale. Exhale. Now press through the feet, strong legs. See if you can lift your left arm up. Good. Stabilize through the left side. Reach out. Take a breath in. Rise on the breath. Exhale, Warrior Two. Well done. Inhale. Left hand rises up. Right arm reaches down the back leg. Dance the pose. Inhale, arms back to T position. Pinwheel all the way forward. And we'll step back. Exhale into down dog. Stay down dog, child's pose, or inhale forward with me, plank pose. Exhale half all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, lift up and back, down dog. Inhale. Good. Exhale, slow the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, 3. Joining back up to down dog, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look past your hand. End of your breath, walk hop forward. Front of the mat, straight legs, it's an inhale. Exhale as you bow forward, chest to thighs. Press into the feet, rise up strong, steady. And exhale, hands down, heart space, center line. Good, again, take that moment, observe, is this practice supporting me through the choices I make? So again, take a breath in, rise on the breath, inhale. Exhale, bow forward, center line. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, bow forward. Time inhale, step back, left leg, high lunge. So pretty wide with the legs. Left toes, top left corner. Setting the foundation steady as you inhale. Left arm lifts you up and over. We'll do that same work, centering the pelvis. So again, imagining it the bowl, tilting too far forward. Centering and tilting too far back. Coming through center, feel neutral. So feel the two extremes. And then when you find neutral again, feel that the back hip, the left hip is slightly hugging in, so stabilization around the pelvis. So when you extend the arms out, legs are steady, you're pressing the right knee, the front knee slightly to the little toe edge. Good. And then breath. Inhale down into the belly if you know your Ujjayi breath. Exhale that sound. Inhale 2. Exhale. As you inhale 3, right hand comes forward. And this time I use the block, so block it to the inside. Top arm, left arm over the head, palm facing down. And you want to feel and try and create as much length through both sides of the waist. Crown of the head facing forward, pressing to the little toe edge of your left foot, your back foot. Good. Inhale, smooth and steady, keep the mind focused. Exhale. Now we're going to take that willowing, that slight contraction through the under waist. So you're going to lift and dome the top ribs, the right rib cage. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Good, and feel that contraction through the under waist. And now take the right arm, reach it forward and extend. Good, strong. Take a deep breath in. I know that's difficult. Rise up. Center the pelvis. Exhale, warrior 2. Gaze out. Inhale, dance it. Right arm up and over. Keep the bend into the right knee. Good. Inhaling, pinwheel the hand all the way forward. As you exhale again, step back. Your choice, down dog, child, or inhale forward, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra up dog. Exhaling, we meet up and back, down dog. And let's come from down dog and just take a moment, all of us in child's pose, seat to heels. Keep the arms extended forward. Support the head with a block if you need to, so the forehead's resting down. And then walk your right hand a little further forward and the left hand a little further forward. And notice if that feels kind of equal. Maybe notice there is more energy, sensation around the lower back, the lower ribs. You might notice there's more spaciousness for the breath, more spaciousness for the diaphragm. How is this practice supporting you in the choices that you are making? Let's come back up as you inhale. Good. Tuck over your toes. Join up and back, exhaling into down dog. So the physical practice, the asana practice, really acquaints us with the physical body. How am I living in my body? What am I doing? How am I facilitating more ease within myself? Through my habits, my patterning, and it really all shows up on the mat. So we're going to bring the right leg up, and again you can do this transition on your hands and knees, inhaling. So you might find it really satisfying to open the right hip, bend the right knee, drop the right foot over towards the left. Good, and then inhale again. Draw the right knee into your chest, look forward and step the right foot forward between your hands. Step the left foot in slightly, rising up as you inhale, warrior 2, just as we did before. Inhale, right hand comes down to the block. Left arm extends over the head, extended side angle. Good, breath smooth and steady, and then inhale, start to straighten your right leg, drawing your right hip in and back. That's it, good. Keeping the top arm over the head. And that same work here, so you can create as much length through the right waist, the lower waist as the left. So we're not doming the top ribs at the moment. Crown of the head facing forward. Maybe your drishti is to your top thumb. If it feels too much, take the gaze to neutral. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep the left arm all the way up into your left hip. Bring your gaze down. If you're using the block, take the block, bend into your right knee, walk the right hand forward and start to lift up, finding balance on one leg. So here again, we're really having to stabilize around the right hip to support the standing leg. Try not to lift the left leg up too high, be opening the chest towards the side, and then extend the left arm up over the head. Good, I'm pressing out actively through the left heel. And then we're going to play a little bit here in that same work we did a while ago in Warrior 2. Top arm's going to come over your head. You're going to, again, contract through the right side, dropping your right ear down. Doesn't matter if you fall. Try not to let that left leg lift up too high. You really feel a big side opening. Good. Take a full breath in. Long, steady breath out. Stay in the body. Keep the mind anchored. Now inhaling, moving through space, bend into your right knee. And slowly, effortlessly, we join in Warrior Two. Good, dance it. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, pinwheel your hands all the way forward. Your choice. Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, up to dog or cobra. We meet back, down dog. Breathing in. Good, breathing out. Inhaling, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee, open the left hip. Good, so you don't need to do this. You can do this on your hands and knees. And then we join in the transition, drawing the left knee into your chest. See how smoothly you can work the little core, bring the left foot forward between the hands, back heel down. Rise up, inhale, Warrior Two, center the pelvis, gaze steady. Inhale, left hand down to the block. Right arm reaches over the head, extended side angle. Inhale, press into your left foot, straighten your left leg. So if you find that you really feel that you are doming, use a block. That will help give you more stabilization through the left side, help lift and revolve the chest, and really create that feeling of ease and balance that we want to create within the body in the postures. We're not trying to cause more tension, more strain. If you feel that in your asana practice, you need to think a little bit about how the choices you're making are really facilitating ease in the body. Good, reach the right arm all the way up onto the right hip, gaze down. If you're using the block, walk forward with the left hand. So you shift the weight into your left foot, pressing down to lift up, turning towards the side, pressing actively out through your right heel. And then again, that little bit of play. Right arm extends up, dropping the right hand down, contracting through the left side of the body, really a big side opening. See if you can even let the head drop down. Good. So don't be too scared here. Play a little bit, fall out, come in. And then we're going to surf in space. Bend into your left knee. Feel yourself draw all the way back. Confident, steady, Warrior Two. Inhale, dance it up and over. Follow with your gaze to the thumb. Reach the arms forward as you inhale. Coming all the way back. Again, choice of chaturanga as you exhale. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. We meet back up. Exhale, down dog. Smooth, steady, strong, relaxed breaths. Child's pose is your option here. 3 more breaths. Slow it down. Feel the work in the body. Feel your actions, the consequences of your actions. Is it supporting you? Good, and we'll join back up into down dog. And from down dog, we come slightly forward into a kind of half plank. And come into Avasthasana, it's a side plank. So right hand comes to the center of the mat. So as I bring myself forward, more or less, right shoulder and right wrist are in line. I'm going to turn and stack the feet on top of each other. If that feels too much, bring the right knee down. So make the choice that supports you today. Good. Again, see if you can find equal length through both sides of the waist. Reach the left arm up. So the top hip slightly drawing forward, press to the thighs. And see if you can lift your top leg just an inch, not too high. And then bring the top arm over your head and work with that same contraction through the right side. Smiling all the time, breath smooth and steady. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, zip the legs together. Draw the left arm up. Reach out through the crown of the head. Bring the left hand down. Again, your choice, chaturanga as your exhale, or you take down dog or child's pose. Inhale, up dog. We join back and take a few breaths. Down dog. Good. If you feel there's a lot of tension,
round the jaw. Take a few breaths out of your mouth. And then again, join back up, down dog, second side Vashisthasana to the right. So you come halfway forward, left hand, center of the mat, so I'm turning to the right. Stack the feet. This time I'll take the variation, dropping my left knee down. Good. Right arm extends up towards the ceiling at 12 o'clock to begin with. Equal through both sides of the body. So feel like the crown of the head. We want that traction in the spine to begin with. And then top arm, palm facing down, extends over it. And just slightly lift the top leg. And then I want you to get that contraction without lifting the top leg too high. Good. Remember, we're really focusing our attention in the practice today. Drop the left ear down. Good. Zip now the legs back together. Reach the right arm up. Bring it all the way back down. And again, if you want to, take your vinyasa. I'm going to come into child's pose. Stay with the breath. Do what supports you best in this moment. And then we'll all join up with me, walking the hands back, coming down onto your hands and knees. Good. Let's bring the feet to one side, bring the legs forward, and coming into Dandasana. Good. And in Dandasana means staff pose. A couple of ways you can support yourself. You can use your blocks. So if you find in a forward bend that it tends to be more rounding into the spine, then sitting up onto a block will help give a little bit more movement through the pelvis. Anterior tilt, so the pelvis feels like it can get more flexion, more movement forward. So that's an option. Or you can place blocks underneath your knees. So you need to really flex your feet. And you feel like the backs and the knees are pressing down. Very strong through the legs. Hands underneath the shoulders. And just like Dandasana, the staff, think of the spine being that staff, really tall, long through the spine, skull drawing back. Good, and again, notice and observe that both sides of the waist feel equal. And just drop left ear to left shoulder, press down through the right hand. Draw the breath into where you feel this in the body. And then bring head back to neutral. Take it over to the right side, press down through the left hand. Keep the legs active. And then come back to center. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to reach the arms up as you inhale. Take a nice deep breath in and try and draw up through the side of the body as tall as you can. So this is taking a lot of work. There's nothing kind of passive about this posture. Actively pressing out through the feet, really working through the core to support the lift of the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw the arms as far forward as you can. So again, feel that movement from the pelvis. And hopefully from the work that we've been doing, there's a little bit more movement here around the pelvis. The QL muscle, stabilizing muscles around the pelvis. Keep reaching forward. And then your hands might rest down somewhere along the legs. And I want you to just let the head, the shoulders, the elbows drop down, let the head drop down. Slow your breath and notice again, observe, how has this practice supported me? And isn't that really kind of the premise of what yoga is questions of that yoga really asks of us. It's not just putting the body into shapes, being bendy and flexible. It's asking to really observe in the physical practice, how am I living in my body? Choices that I make, how are they supporting me? And the bigger question really, who am I? What am I doing? How is this creating more ease, more balance? Not just here on the mat, but off the mat, into my life, and people who I'm around. When I'm more at ease and in balance with myself, that affects everyone around me. How I see the world, how I perceive the world.
And as you slow down a little bit, feel the effects of your actions. Maybe you can feel around the lower ribs a little bit more space, a little bit more ease, more balance. Maybe you can feel more ease and depth in your breath, or fullness and freedom. Take 3 more breaths, slowing it down. The forward bend's a little quieter now. Really letting yourself drop in, softening. And on your next breath in, lift your chest. Forward, and come all the way up to sit. Good, well done. So we'll bend the knees. Bring the feet flat, and now just roll slowly the spine down. Feel all the way along the spine, the natural curves in the spine, placing gently the back of the skull down. And a moment to be still, to observe. There's a quality in your breath. So as you begin to unwind the body, the nervous system find more balance. Notice how that ripples through to the mind. And bring the arms out wide. So hopefully you've got that room around you. You can draw the knees into your chest, one knee and then the other. And again, just gently take that rocking. It's so soothing for the body. A baby being rocked. The practice should nurture us. Should not deplete you of energy or overstrain you. If you feel exhausted after practicing, maybe you think about how your use of your energy. And come into centre. A couple of options in the twist. Some of you might find a block is helpful between your thighs, and you're just going to let the knees drop over to the left. So there's no talking or tension onto the back. If you prefer a little deeper, drop the right knee pop the right knee on top. So you're stacking the knees. You might even come into Vinyasa with the legs, so binding the legs. So take the choice that's going to support you best, and then drop the knees over towards the left. I want you to try and let the feet and the knees drop all the way down. Turn your head away from the bent knees. And then maybe your right shoulder's lifted up a little bit. If you've got an extra block, you might use that. It might just be okay to let the arm kind of just soften there, and just encouraging with your intention to find more ease, more balance, be a little bit more compassionate with myself. Just when we set that intention for our actions, from a place of kindness, gratitude, compassion, that translates into how we feel about our actions. We're not so uptight, so tense, so rigid. We feel that wonderful quality often at the end of our practice of freedom, unbound. Slowly come back through to centre. Again, just unwind the legs, heaven bound, drop the knees in, lower back, release down. Side on the other side, the option you're going to take might be different on this side, it might be different today from another day. And then just let the knees drop over towards the right, turning your head away from the bent knees. The gaze can be soft. The breath deep down into the belly. How am I doing today? A couple more breaths. Anywhere that needs a little bit more attention. And slowly roll all the way back through. Your knees are into the chest. We'll curl up into a little ball. Again, we've got a
either rock and roll up and down your mat or roll to one side. We're going to come up to sit together. Just a couple of times, up and down, nice and easy. And then as you come up to sit, find a comfortable seat, and I'm sitting up onto a block. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit kneeling or legs extended, and just sit for a moment, let the hands rest down in your lap. You've got a mudra, dhyana mudra. It's a mudra of concentration. Non-dominant hand on top and just the tops of the thumbs touching. And I like this mudra, it really centers my hands down, center into the lap. Shoulders can be soft here, belly soft, gaze soft. And drop the awareness down into the body and observe, how has this practice supported me? And start to begin to see our actions have consequences. Yoga is not a passive practice. It's very much about taking responsibility for our actions. How am I moving and traveling in the world? And when we can centre it more in ourselves, to be in a place of ease and balance, and we are less reactive, less judgmental, less feeling that the world is coming at us. Just to close before we come into Shavasana, which is where I'll leave you, let's take a few rounds of the breath retention. So Kumbhaka, we're going to take the Kumbhaka at the top of the breath, and I'm going to invite you to hold the breath for as long as you can, really. So there is that point where there's a little bit of resistance, where the mind starts to think, I want to exhale. And see if you can just hold that point and witness it, and witness that little bit of friction. And you will notice, observe, can I sit with that a little bit? Do I need to react to it? And then when you release, really feel the freedom from that. Feel the softening and letting go. So let's begin by emptying your breath. Don't overstrain to do that. And then inhale, feel the spaciousness down into the belly as you inhale. Drawing the breath up, feel space around the side of the body. And then hold at the top of the breath. Slightly tuck the chin and feel a drawing up of the pelvic floor, so centering the attention into the body, and just hold and watch and observe. Try and soften your shoulders and your face, just holding the breath. And then slowly feel the release of the breath, release the pelvic floor, slightly lift the chin. Take a lovely spacious breath in. And a spacious breath out, letting go now. Inhale down into the belly. Feel up around the ribs for the top of the breath, and then just hold. Draw the locks, throat lock, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, and then just hold steady. Try not to resist. Observe your reactions. And then again, slowly, deliciously feel the release, the freedom that comes when you let go. Let's take that one more time. Again, exhaling out all your breath, breathe down into the belly. Draw spaciousness up around the ribs, feel extending in all directions, and then tuck the chin, draw up through the pelvic floor, center into the heart, and watch. You make the choice when you're ready to exhale. And really enjoy that exhale. Remind yourself how it feels to let go a little bit.
breath be steady and smooth. Notice how this practice, we practice with intention, kindness, gratitude, compassion to ourselves, can help us to find more balance, more ease, more connection to ourselves and the world around us. So I'm going to invite you now, just as we began, to come into Shavasana, to extend the legs, to unfold the body, to lie on your back, support you need to, maybe blocks underneath the knees to support the back, or maybe a blanket behind the head, an eye pillow, whatever you need to feel supported. And then just let the body be. You've worked hard, acknowledge that, feel weight down through the right leg and the left leg. The back of the body and the shoulders soften down. As you let your gaze soften, just the weight and the eyes roll back and look down. So this is the withdrawing of the senses. For a moment we take some time to withdraw. Closing off the sight, softening the gaze. Maybe now you can just hear your breath. You're less reactive to the sounds around you. Doesn't mean that there is a lack or an absence of noise, but you don't need to react to that. And just rest here. Take as long as you need. And this is where I'll leave you. Thank you very much for practicing with me. Namaste.